Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
For some, this was an emotional sight, a feeling of hope. It has been exactly 1 year since the first vaccines rolled out of Pfizer's plant in Portage. As we look back, we also look ahead. What's still left in this fight against COVID? Rod.
Accused Oxford school shooter Ethan Crumbley in court today with some unexpected assistance, and how that assistance had a major impact on today's hearing.
Okay, Rod, but we begin with the survivors of Larry Nassar reaching a settlement with USA Gymnastics worth hundreds of millions of dollars, one of the largest ever given to victims of sexual abuse. But the money is just one part of the equation.
Yeah, the deal will also give the women a voice in the organization to look into the culture that allowed Nassar to go unchecked for so long. Grant Herms has more on the long legal battle that has now come to an end.
The settlement is another landmark victory for the survivors of potentially the worst sexual abuse scandal in history. The U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Committee and USA Gymnastics agreeing to pay $380 million for their role in the abuse of hundreds of gymnasts at the hands of Larry Nassar. The settlement is the largest in history for a sexual abuse case. TIG Insurance, which covers the committee, will pay most of the settlement, with the committee paying roughly $34 million of its own money and another $6 million loan to USA Gymnastics, which filed for bankruptcy in 2018. The money will be split between more than 500 current and former gymnasts. USA Gymnastics will also be required to dedicate a seat on its board for survivors and must make a thorough look at culture and practice within the organization. In a statement today, the attorney for the survivors writing, "We prevailed for one simple reason, the courage and tenacity of the survivors. These brave women relived their abuse publicly in countless media interviews so that not one more child will be forced to suffer physical, emotional, or sexual abuse in pursuit of their dreams." The settlement represents the end of years of major legal fights and investigations into Larry Nassar's crimes. Attorney General Dana Nessel was forced to close her investigation earlier this year after Michigan State refused access to documents potentially detailing more abuse. A historic end 5 years in the making for survivors living with a lifetime of scars. In Detroit, Grant Herms, Local 4.
Yeah, the attorney for the survivors says the next step is going after federal agents and officials with the Olympic Committee and U.S. Gymnastics with criminal charges in connection with the abuse. The suspect in the Oxford school shooting went before a judge today with a new debate over how the 15-year-old is being treated.
Ethan Crumbley is charged as an adult, but his new legal team is trying to help him be viewed more as a juvenile. Rod Maloney is in the courtroom this afternoon. He joins us live to help us sort out how all of this is going to work, Rod.
Yeah, Kimberly, you know, we got a window into how long this case is going to drag out because they postponed his probable cause hearing until after January 1st, January 7th is the date. And they're doing that because the defense it needs to get a lot of what's called discovery, the evidence in the case, and that's been building up as sort of a mountain, but they've got much, much more to get, and so that's kind of complicating things. In the meantime, the defense is saying, look, just because they have him charged as an adult does not mean that Ethan needs to be treated as an adult behind bars. Appearing by video with scruffy hair, horn-rimmed glasses, and a medical mask, 15-year-old
Ethan Robert Crumbley
said little more than that, but he had two lawyers speaking for him. The first is called a guardian ad litem by the name of Deborah McKelvey.
I do have concerns that his confinement at the Oakland County Jail.
But how is it that Crumbley has a guardian ad litem? What does she do? Well, attorney Neil Rockhind explains.
He can't lean on his parents right now. He has no adults that you would typically find to be looking after him or to be supporting him or to be guiding him.
McKelvey and defense attorney Paulette Lofton asked Judge Nancy Carniak to move Crumbley to the Oakland County Village, the juvenile detention facility, which is a big ask considering the difference between the two.
It's the difference between being in a camp and being in boot camp.
Rockhind telling Local 4 the juvenile facility would have been far easier on Crumbley.
To put them in an environment where they're not feeling threatened, they're not being treated like they're adult prisoners or inmates, and that they have the capability of being rehabilitated.
Calling this case unique, prosecutor Mark Keast wasn't having any of that.
This was a mass murder at a school, Judge. This was planned. It was premeditated.
Now, despite the guardian ad litem's pleas to have him put into juvenile detention, Judge Karniak said absolutely not. She put him in jail originally, and she said jail is where he's going to stay. But the prosecution did say that they are going to coordinate with the sheriff's office to make certain that they go ahead and have him away from other inmates, other adult inmates, because that's what the law says has to happen. Back to you.
Okay, so he stays in jail for now. Rod, what comes next in this case, in Ethan's case?
Okay. Yeah, well, he has that probable cause hearing on January 7th. Tomorrow, here at 52-3 District Court in Rochester Hills, his parents are going to have their probable cause hearing, and it's likely that that thing will probably move on to the preliminary stage far quicker than the original case here against Ethan.
We'll be following it for you. Okay, Rod, thank you. Well, there are still about 17,000 DTE customers without power because of that strong wind that we had to blow through this weekend.
Getting a brief break from that, though, now, Andrew.
Thank goodness. I mean, wind gusts this past weekend, Saturday especially, 50 to 55, even 65 miles per hour. 64-mile-per-hour wind gusts were measured over at Metro Airport. Well, it's a lot calmer since yesterday and into today, including this evening. 40 degrees over at Metro Airport, not too bad. 43 over in Pontiac, 46 for our current temperature over at City Airport. We're just now falling into the 30s in Ann Arbor, and it does get a little chillier this evening, but it remains dry with some of those lighter winds. It's currently 40 over at Metro Airport. The wind has relaxed a bit down to 8 miles per hour, and we have a calm night for tonight. Now, it does get chillier, so grab those coats and jackets if you still have plans this evening. Cooling off with temperatures easily in the middle 30s when you join us tonight at 11 o'clock. We'll talk about how much colder it gets tonight. We'll be in the 40s tomorrow, but a dramatic rise in temperatures again middle of the week. Does that come with showers, higher winds again? We'll discuss that in the full weather forecast in minutes.
Andrew, let's turn to the coronavirus, getting another look at the impact statewide and in schools.
Michigan is reporting more than 16,000 new cases over the past 3 days. It averages out to nearly 5,400 cases per day. Sadly, we've lost another 160 lives. State is also reporting 47 new school outbreaks. It includes 2 schools in Detroit, 1 in Macomb County, and 1 in Oakland County, also 4 in Wayne County.
Today, the country marked another grim milestone. We have now lost more than 800,000 Americans to COVID. That's more than the population of big cities like Boston, Washington, D.C., Seattle.
Another alarming figure. 1 out of every 100 senior citizens in the U.S. has died from this virus.
Contrast that with this scene. A year ago today, the first trucks rolled out of Portage, Michigan, carrying the first doses of this newly authorized vaccine from Pfizer. It was a caravan of hope watched around the world. Stop and think for a moment. Did we ever imagine we'd find ourselves here a year later? Safe to say it's been a much bumpier ride than we anticipated. It was a moment filled with such anticipation, a dose of hope so desperately needed.
It was so exciting I could hardly stand it.
We thought it was the beginning of the end, the road back to the lives we had before. You remember those, right? And as the first doses went into the arms of our healthcare heroes and our most vulnerable elders, it seemed as though that early promise would be fulfilled.
We're carrying out a clear plan to get shots into the arms of 300 million Americans or more.
But trouble was brewing. A storm of politics, mistrust, and misinformation.
I and my colleagues in public health and infectious diseases were surprised that the opposition was so strong and came up so quickly.
And as Delta swept across the land, bringing new waves of death and despair, the goal of herd immunity slipped even farther from reach.
They're seeing all this death, and they're seeing the families left behind who are crying over the loss of their loved one who was unvaccinated that could have been prevented.
And now there's Omicron. We can't even agree on how to say it, much less beat it.
All done, buddy. You did so good.
But hope springs eternal. It is our very nature to keep on hoping. And as more of the youngest among us roll up their sleeves, we can't help but wonder, where do we go from here? A researcher reassured me last week all pandemics eventually end. The question is, how many more people will we lose in the meantime? And what are we willing to do to help change that?
Well, after months of waiting, there are answers tonight into what caused the ground to swell in southwest Detroit. City of Detroit says the ground shift near Dearborn and Fort Street was caused by a soil failure. We're told the ground was not strong enough to hold the weight of material stored in that area. Happened back in September and even forced a nearby business to be demolished. The city says it plans to review ordinances related to top material storage. Meanwhile, crews continue to investigate a ground swell on a storage lot in River Rouge. DTE has shut off one of its gas mains out of an abundance of caution. So far, 4 customers have been affected by that shutdown.
Getting new information on those auto insurance refunds heading to Michigan drivers next spring. We told you last week, many will be receiving $400 for each vehicle insured in Michigan on October 31st, 2021. Governor Whitmer announced today insurance companies have to send those refunds now no later than May 9th. The Michigan Catastrophic Claims Association will transfer a $5 billion surplus to the insurance companies in March. Some would suggest that it's best to keep in mind that it was your money to begin with.
That's exactly right, but glad to get it back.
Yeah.
The White House is rolling out a new action plan to support electric vehicles.
Yeah. Today, the Biden administration released a federal strategy to build 500,000 charging stations for electric vehicles across the country. The infrastructure law President Biden signed last month sets aside $5 billion for states to build those charging stations. The law also provides an additional $2.5 billion for local grants to support charging stations in rural areas and in disadvantaged communities.